Well, surprise, surprise. I wasn't expecting to do another Saints video before the start of the preseason game on this Sunday, but Saints decided to do something different on it and decided to cut their incumbent punter, Matthew Hayball. Let's see, it's Wednesday, 4 games before the start of the first preseason game. So right now, the only punters on the roster are 2 rookies in James Burnip and Kroeger. So it gives you the question of who's actually going to be the Saints punter this season. Not really something we thought we were going to have to worry about, but we figured all the special teams was just going to be the same people from last year. Blake Grupe was going to end up being the place kicker, and to all of our benefits, it seems that so far he's 24-25 in training camp, so he likely has that position down. But the punter, Hayball, kicked for just over 44 yards per punt last year and really wasn't that bad of a punter. And the one thing you might think of for it is Hayball actually going to be a financial detriment to where they might want to try to cut bait and save some money? But as you can see, this is the bottom of the NFL on costs for punters. So the left side is the total contract for each punter, and to the right of it is how much it would cost them per year on it. So it kind of makes you wonder, it's like, was there something in training camp or anything that Hayball did to get one of these rookie punters to actually step up and be the starter on the team for the regular season? Now, this is just early preseason, so there is the opportunity that they may decide to bring Hayball back, and then they're just trying to see what the rookies have. But at this point, like, it would save them money for them to keep Hayball on the roster than having James Burnip. And Burnip was an undrafted rookie. Same thing with Kroeger this year. Burnip, rookie out of Alabama, and Kroeger, rookie out of South Carolina. So, like, Hayball for this past season, 75 punts, 44 yards per punt, which is not great, 34th in the league. Longest is 64, but a lot of the time he needed to be a pooch punter and trying to keep the ball inside the 20. He was the best in the league. Part of that is, like, makes you think, could they really depend on Blake Grupe as a kicker? Or is he just that good in spotting the ball within the 20? Looking at how he was last season, I didn't see anything that really made you think his job was in question for this year. But yeah, 2 punters brought into the 90-man roster, so it's like there was competition. So the first guy they brought up, and the one that got more buzz in training camp off of it, is James Burnip. The rookie at Alabama, considered the second best punter in the class on it, but his numbers were slightly better than Hayball's stats last season. And yes, Hayball's stats are a lot of the times benefited for playing in a dome, and all of Burnip's games are going to be out in the open air because playing in a lot of the SEC, the only games that he's not going to be in a dome is some of if he had any conference championship games or potentially playoff games. This past year, neither one of those were factors. But yeah, 25th in the country in yards per punt, 45.4, 7th best in the SEC. Not really that great. 64 long kick as a punt. 18 of his kicks were inside the 20-yard line. But for his benefit, he did not allow any returns nearly at all. 8 returns, only 8 yards for the season. Then you have the other punter they brought in, Kroeger, also a rookie, considered the 8th best rookie punter in this class going into the NFL, also signed as an undrafted free agent. Net yardage is about the same at 43.7. He was also 8th in the country at 47.8 yards per kick. So they were able to get a bit more opposing special teams were able to get a bit more of a return off of it, averaging a little more than about 4 yards a return. Mostly inconsequential, but he did kick a bit further than Burnip. And also similar to Hayball. He was third in the SEC, had a long of 75, so whenever you're getting way out on the other side of the field with that long of a coverage, there's a decent chance the opposing team could return it a good 10-15 yards on it, if not more. But yeah, still only averaging about 4 yards a return. 4 yards return more than Burnip. 20 of his kicks were above 50 yards, and 18 of them were inside the 20. So at this point, you kind of end up thinking both SEC punters, so it's going to be into a lot of a comparison piece. Kroeger versus Burnip with what's left over. South Carolina versus Alabama. As I was showing, Kroeger second in the SEC in punt average, 47 punts on the season. Burnip surprisingly had more punts. You'd think Alabama would have had to punt less than South Carolina, but the record on both of these teams were exactly the same on the regular season, so both of them just missed the playoffs barely. And Burnip just being under it a few yards per punt less at 45.4, but the net average being basically the exact same at 43.7. So at this point, it makes you wonder who's actually going to end up getting the job on it, or is it just going to be seeing what they have in the preseason with both of these punters, and if neither one end up showing anything, they might bring back Hayball, or once a lot of the roster cuts come on, then they might go on if anybody has an extra punter that did impress. Maybe that's the punter for the future for the Saints. But yeah, wasn't expecting anything on this, but if nothing else comes up, it will be a bit of a reaction for the Saints-Chargers game, likely Sunday night, or maybe something that comes in Monday morning. But if not, thank y'all for watching. If y'all enjoy this, like or subscribe on it. Leave a comment down below. Let me know any sort of projections or anything you're looking forward to for this Saints preseason. I know for the fact that it's like, as much as Saints fans, the majority of Masters have been kind of waiting for a rebuild for this team. The news on the Derek Carr injury and the retirement made it to where expectations are a lot lower this year than they have been in years past, and the idea of the youth of the team being able to build from younger prospects, that may just be the main reason why they're going for a younger punter or for a rookie punter. I haven't heard anything yet if it's anything involving like anything on the field, off the field, nothing along those lines, but Hayball got cut and you have two rookies still on the roster. But yeah, thank y'all for watching. Next Saints video will likely be some point this weekend or early next week. And soon enough, I'll be back to making a couple more college football videos on Lafayette and Tulane and LSU coming up shortly. Thank y'all for watching. I'll see y'all next time.